Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gaming After Dark, a test run. Yes, indeed, I'm going to do a test run tonight. It is just myself, not doing the official podcast till tomorrow night. So it is going to be a good one. I won't keep you here too long. We'll probably talk about a couple of topics, and I just wanted to make sure that my microphone and everything else is working as according to plan. So for those of you who are hanging out with me, first of all, thank you and welcome. And second of all, guys, can you hear me really well? If the audio sounds good, please let me know in the chat. That's the most important thing. If you guys have all noticed in the last couple of weeks, I've been invited to a couple of podcasts recently, and it was, of course, over Discord. And for whatever reason, I have a lot of conflicts going on between audio and all that sort of stuff. So here we are, and the mic is good, according to Spider-Man 356. So thank you, Spider-Man. It is good to see you, my friend. It's been a long time. Dizzy Delta in the house. What's happening? My brother, Dreadpool. How are you, my friend? Joe Dunmore, Mr. Bushido. You guys are freaking incredible. It is good to be back. Yes, tomorrow night we go official. The audio is a little robotic. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to it back on the replay, I guess, but we'll see if we can figure it out. Um, I have so many different audio devices, but of course, when you're just going through one audio jack, a lot of times the computer, um, it's like I can't really decide. I think which audio input that it's supposed to be using. So, Mr. Bushido says sounds good there. I know as well. I'm gonna have to check with my internet. I got to do that after the show. Just gotta make sure I put my router and stuff on a different channel because I have been having some issues with my internet over the past couple of weeks. Things like disconnections, lots of disconnections and stuff like that. Things like my TV would all of a sudden be connected to the internet and then it wouldn't be connected. And my net has been going back and forth on the Xbox. Like, I'll go and reset the router and then the net will go to open. And then, like, a couple of days later, it's like just surprisingly just goes to moderate. So, uh, I wish I had more of a computer technician on standby with me so I could figure out what the hell is going on. So, yeah, don't let them talk. You'll thank me later. No doubt. So, guys, obviously, Kylo Milo, good to see you as well. Most of you guys are obviously very aware of what's happening tomorrow night. It's going to be a big show. It's not only the return after nearly a half a year, I guess, being sort of away from the spotlight uh, of uh, of YouTube and stuff like that. Although I have done a few guest appearances, which have been great. Sathius, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. But yeah, it's good to be back in the driver's seat, so to speak, running the show. And yeah, so I'm really excited about it. And I heard a lot of people in the community excited. And tomorrow night's show is going to be definitely one for the ages on a couple of different reasons. First time back in several months, so people are excited. Two, obviously a new panel. If you hadn't heard before, like I said, Titan Drago has sort of dropped out due to timing and different things. And I wish Titan all the best, and I hope that he comes back to the show at a future date. But it is completely on him. Maybe you guys should send him a message and tell him that you miss him and that you want him to come on back on Gaming After Dark. But if he didn't catch the the announcement show from a couple of weeks ago, or probably been a week or two ago, I guess it was, we do now have a new panel. So carrying over from Gaming After Dark, just after I left, or sort of just before I left, we've got the Wise Old Gamer. Yes, the Wise Old Gamer is on the panel. We also have the one, the only, the icon, Cerebral Paul. We all know how Paul has got a great sense of humor, but he also breaks things down very well. And is a beacon of light in the community for accessibility and also an Xbox ambassador. And Paul speaks from the heart, but he also is, he's got great knowledge of gaming, and he's got some inside connection stuff like that, and his experience is fantastic. Last but not least, after that, we got Sir X Man. He's got one of the coolest voices in podcasting. He's a very old school gamer, very charismatic. I like the guy. He's got a great sense of humor as well. Hopefully, we all jive together, and looking forward to that. So it is going to be a fun show. But the best part, coming back, new panel and two guests who are making their very first ever appearance as a duo on the show. The one and the only Mooch, 1978. Yes, Mooch TV will be here tomorrow night. The man with one of the best voices in podcasting, one of the most charismatic one line specialists indeed. is going to be here. Some of the great analogies. And on top of that, yes, who's making his first appearance ever on Noof Nukem's channel, my friend, Crap Gamer. Yes, I know. People are already probably like, what the heck? But hey, man, when I said a couple of months back I was going to change the show up, I was going to have guests that maybe some of you wouldn't have expected. I was going to have people that maybe buck the norm. And I'm not here. I'm not here to bring them on to make a debacle. I'm not here um, to sort of bring them on either and sort of run them down or do any of that kind of bullshit. I know I want them to come on and give us an honest opinion of where we're at in the gaming space. And I think it's going to be a good show. I think we're going to get some great opinions. Crap may only be able to stay for about an hour, but I'm glad to have him, and we'll let him say his piece. And for all you guys who are moderators, please show up tomorrow night and keep the chat in check, please. It normally is pretty easy on my podcast, but things can certainly get out of hand. I declare a thumb war. Hello and welcome, Axeman 3008. What's happening? Good to see you here as well. So yeah, like I said, I know for some of you guys, they may not be your favorite people, your favorite podcasters, but you know, like I said, I've got to mix it up. I can't have the same old, same old. I want different opinions. I want to have some debates. You know, and I've basically sat back and realized that, you know, I'm not going to be petty, you know. Let bygones be bygones. Walk to the bridge. The past is the past. Today is today in the future. And you know, honestly, you know, I mean, without Mooch and Crap, I probably wouldn't be doing this today. So, in all essence, I have to thank those guys for, you know, giving me an avenue of space to come on and do this. And without them, it was them that kind of got me rolling. And I was like, man, you know, this looks fun. I think I want to do something like this myself. And there you go. So it's gonna be awesome, man. And Dread, I look forward to having you here, man. Like I said, a lot of people like the guys. I think most people did really like him until, you know, for a couple of years ago, we sort of took a bit of a hard stance against the Xbox brand. But as you guys may or may not know, this is not an Xbox podcast. This is not Good Morning Xbox. This is Gaming After Dark, where anything goes here. And we basically talk about each and all the platforms. You know, I've never come out here and been a straight up bash Sony or bash Microsoft or bash Nintendo. Although, mind you, Nintendo deserves plenty of bashing in the last while because honestly, they're the one company of the three that I think just gets away with absolute craziness and nobody calls them out. Or at least I guess people do call them out, but unfortunately it never seems to go anywhere. So yeah, it will be a fire show tomorrow night, Dizzy Delta. I can tell you that right now. You visualize Morton Downey. Yeah, that's a great one. Get up on your mic. Okay, well that's good to know. Like I said, that's why I'm doing this test run right now, guys. I'm trying to make sure that the mic and the audio is going to work for tomorrow night. So I'm going to have to tweak a lot of different settings just to make sure everything is good. And right now, I think the microphone is coming through my webcam microphone, which is the Logitech 9020. I'm gonna switch it to something else and see if this works. So just bear with me here, guys. I'm audio. All right, check. Here we go. Check. 1 2. Check 1 2. All right, let's see how that's rolling, guys. Fantastic. So let's see. Is it better now? Is it louder? Is it clearer? Your farts will sound glorious. Yeah, pretty sure I'll have a few farts to break wind on. You know, there's a great show out there called Breaking Bad. Mine is just Breaking Wind. Okay. That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to know, and I can see by the Wi-Fi signal on my in the StreamYard app that the Wi-Fi is very low. So yes, I'm definitely having some issues in my house all of a sudden with Wi-Fi and signal. So I'm going to try to remedy that tonight by perhaps going into the router settings and maybe putting myself on a different channel. So yeah, just let me know, guys. I'm trying my best here. It's not always easy, but yeah, thanks. That's a big reason I wanted to do this tonight, because I want things to go smoothly tomorrow night. I don't want to be the guy that's like body and cutting out, especially when you're hosting a show. Emmanuel A1, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Sathius. I'm not sure if I said hello to you already, but thank you for being here. Ashtray Gaming is in the house. What is going on? We've got amazing crew. And guys, thank you so much. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all you guys coming and staying here. Sticking by my side in the last couple of months and sending me some great messages via Xbox Live and through Twitter and stuff. And here I am firing up an impromptu podcast on a Monday night. And here you guys are just hanging out with me. So, I didn't really have a list of topics so much for tomorrow night. I mean, somebody asked me to talk about the whole thing about the shipping, the PlayStation Last of Us Part 1. A lot of people bought the collector's edition, I guess, and their discs of the cases or whatever they're coming in, which actually, to me, from the pictures I've seen, actually just kind of looks like a glorified cardboard box, which is really weird. Now, I don't know what's inside the box. I might have to go check out an unboxing. Can anybody tell me exactly what's inside The Last of Us Part 1 Collector's Edition? Is it a... do they have like a collector's box, like a steel case or anything like that sort of thing? So, because I think that's a missed opportunity, to make a game like that, charge you full price and not give you at least like a premium case or some, bonus items to go along with it. So, yeah. So, honestly, it sucks. It sucks even more that it sounds like they're not going to get this situation rectified. I think they can get a refund, but getting another copy of the game is probably near impossible. I'm sure it's a fairly limited run of games. Certainly in terms of collector's edition, I'm sure there's lots of limited runs. Yes, Iceman, just to clarify, man, this is just a test. I only came on tonight. I wanted to make sure that the microphone issues were a thing of the past, that my connection is managing to stay up to par. I've also gone back to using my old laptop, which I just reformatted, and I've got it cleaned out. And so far, cross our fingers, it seems to be running really good compared to where it was prior to me taking off from the podcast scene. So you got a nudie mag and some lube. Well, I could go for the nudie peg. I don't know about the lubrication, but yeah. No, PlayStation has said they aren't doing anything. And I mean, I don't know, technically I suppose PlayStation should, but at the same time, is it their fault for picking the shipping company, or is it the shipping company's fault for using really shitty packaging? Not to mention, I work in retail and I see how these couriers treat the stuff in the back of the vans, and it's not surprising that shit gets damaged. As a matter of fact, I'm shocked that more stuff isn't completely broken when it turns up, because some of these guys that work in like the FedEx trucks or whatever, like these dudes do not give a shit. Some of them don't even know how to pack their vehicle properly. Shit's just thrown in all over the place. They don't know where stuff is. I've seen it, man. We get bike shipments at our store, and some of our bikes, the fucking boxes look like they were taken out back, and someone was karate kicking them. They're either squished or fucking, and all these bubble wrap packages should be treated with the utmost care. Maybe that's all they had to do on the package, was put like treat with care or do not break. I get flashbacks of The Cable Guy. Remember that movie when Jim Carrey's like rolling the box across the ground and kicking it? So yeah, there you go, man. So honestly, like I said, it's a tough call, because PlayStation at least ship their games. Essentially, it's on the shipping company. But I mean, if I'm PlayStation, I would definitely be getting. I would try to give their fans something, and I would try to seek reimbursement from the shipping company for basically beating the shit out of these things. They should compensate Sony, and in turn, Sony should try to compensate the fans. But it is what it is. It's a small topic. It's something that, I could care less about. I mean, it just sucks. It's one of those things, but yeah, here we are, man. So how is everybody doing? What games are you guys playing right now? What are you excited for? I mean, there's been a lot of games coming out, and, yeah, I don't know. Is everybody here planning to get Gotham Knights? I'm just curious where we stand on that. I don't know if I can put a poll in the chat here, but I think that would be kind of cool. I'm going to try one here, and let's just see where we're at. So, are you planning to buy Gotham Knights? All right. Let's see. Yes or no. Add option. Let's add an option of maybe. All right, let's try that. Let's ask the community. Let's see what you guys think. Here we go. Throwing it down in the chat. Everybody going to see what you feel about this. So go for it. Hell no, you're going to wait for it to hit Game Pass before E3 of next year, and it just may happen. 50-50 says Mr. Bushido. Immortals Phoenix Rising, yeah, pretty good game. I started playing that when it came out, never did get to finish it. I've got a long way to go in that. I've been struggling with the open world games in general, man. They just have not been going extremely well for me. A lot of times I just lose interest and stuff like that. How about TV shows, guys? Just curious. I don't need to run a poll here, but just curious. How do you guys feel about the new Lord of the Rings television show? What is it? The Ring of Power or whatever the hell they call it. I watched one episode and I was kind of like, I was a little bit bored. So I'm just curious, man. But I mean, hopefully Gotham Knights, I mean, it does look fun in terms of the combat and all that sort of stuff. So let's hope that, that they iron that stuff out. But obviously, I don't know, it's kind of weird choice not having Batman in the game either. It's kind of like really weird. I mean, obviously, I know that's not what it's about, but I mean, Batman's your most iconic character, and it's really weird. I want to see a Superman game. People say it can't be done. I say it can be done. You just need the right studio, and you just need a great storyteller. I mean, if you can do a Superman movie, you can do Superman animated TV shows. You can certainly do an animated game. I get it. He's a little bit more of a difficult character because of his, godlike abilities. But there's always a way around it. There's a way to make it interesting, and even if they kind of got to make a game and really go back and recreate some of the best moments in a comic book. All that sort of stuff. But people saying it can't be done, it's just, I don't get it. I would love to see Superman. I think he deserves to have a fantastic game. And honestly, if I was Xbox, I'd be signing that shit, get it done, man. He's one of the most iconic characters on the planet, and very few people have the balls to go out and bring him to the video game screen. I mean, we've seen, what was the last Superman game we actually seen, minus things like appearances in Injustice and those games, but the last official game was what, Superman Returns, wasn't it? Like from the 360 era. So that's a long time. I think we need another Deadpool game too. I think that would be freaking awesome. The last one was not bad, but it could have been certainly a lot better. Like right now, like on my YouTube, I don't know if you guys are seeing anything here, but I'm getting a lot of buffering. So there's definitely some issues with my connections in this house. I'm definitely going to have to change the router scene. Something is definitely not going right here with my connections for sure. So I love Hulk games, man. I'd love to see another one. The last, they did the Hulk game that came out on the old Xbox One was incredible. I think it was Hulk. Was it Hulk Indestructible or Hulk something on the original Xbox? You guys remember that one? Even the Incredible Hulk game that came out on the 360 wasn't half bad. Game Down Sights, what's happening, my brother? Good to see you, man. So yeah, they need to make a game, not a show. I agree with you there. But I'm thinking like they could make something that is based around content. I mean, all that sort of stuff, Ultimate Destruction. Thank you, Mr. Bushido. Spawn game would definitely be very cool. I agree with you there as well. Spawn hasn't been done for a while. All that stuff. So let's go to the channel and see the poll here. Let's see the poll. Oh wow. That's a pretty crazy number. 55% right now in the poll saying they're not buying Gotham Knights. That is pretty nuts. I figure that would be a must buy, even more so this year, considering there is sort of a lack of games coming our way in the fall. Well, I mean, there never really is a lack of games, but perhaps the bigger AAA kind of stuff seems to be a little bit sparse for this year. So yeah. But I don't know if you guys have heard the news through IGN and stuff here. I'll bring the article up on the screen, but this has certainly has some great potential here. Let's see. Let's bring up a share screen and let's share this one out for you guys. All right. This one right here. So thought this was interesting, and Cerebral Paul shared it with me. Maybe we'll talk more in depth about it tomorrow night, but this is kind of cool. That State of Decay 3 is being made in the Unreal Engine 5, and the Gears of War developers are assisting. So that is really cool. And Yeah, I have high hopes for State of Decay 3. I think bigger budget, bigger team, a little more time in the oven. I think State of Decay could end up particularly being something special. It really could. I know a lot of people that like State of Decay are diehard fans. They play it religiously. And they swear by it. They say it's one of the best sort of survival zombie games they've ever played. It's had some rough. It's been rough around the edges, but yeah, but I think it's pretty good. It looks too stiff. Marvel's Avengers has me nervous with games like that now. Yeah, man, the Gears devs are the best. I totally agree. If there's a couple of studios in the Microsoft portfolio that are getting things right, it's got to be the Coalition and Playground Games. Those guys are just knocking it out of the park, working hard, greatly talented. The comments from Matt Booty about Fable are very encouraging. He said he's basically seen some of the game and he wishes he could talk about it, but it sounds like they're in touch with the lore of Fable. Like there are a lot of fans making the game and want to bring out the best product. I have very high hopes in terms of visual fidelity for Fable because Playground is our masters of certainly the open world car racers, and I'm sure they're going to do a good job. If they got the right combat mechanics in there, they keep some great dialogue and humor. Mind you, also the fact that Playground is from obviously England, and that's where Lionhead Studios was from. I think we got a lot to look forward to with the next Fable coming out. So it is going to be really, really good. So, guys, just again, how is the audio sounding? Just let me know if things are sounding on point here. So, all right, just let me know. And is there no echo or anything coming off of anything here? So that's one of the main things. You don't trust anything Matt Booty says anymore. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it is hard to say. We've certainly been fed an awful lot of information over the last while, and we've been constantly disappointed. But I do have the side with some of the hardcore Xbox people in the community, some of the hardcore podcasters that feel that it is just a matter of time before the floodgates open. But I also think that when they do open, they have to manage the content appropriately. Do you know what I mean? They need to manage that content appropriately because we don't want to have gaps in the release schedule, certainly not long gaps. They need to have a pretty good steady bounce of new software coming out to keep us interested, to bring new people into the Game Pass space, and all sorts of things like that. I'm not worried about Game Pass. It's only going to get better and better. The Halo thing, yeah, it's hard to know what is going on there. I mean, you know what? No matter how hard she works, no matter how hard she's been working or what her history is with the franchise, realistically, I don't know, guys, how you can be a games fan, an Xbox fan, and most importantly, a Halo fan, and sit here and justify the debacle that's been Halo Infinite. Sure, have they done a lot of great things with Halo Infinite? Absolutely. The game actually came out, was pretty damn good, in my opinion anyway. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I'm still not a huge fan of the sort of open world nature of Halo Infinite. I would have preferred a more linear experience, similar to Halo 4 or Halo 5, with Master Chief at the forefront. But yeah, they certainly made some missteps, or there's certainly a lot of delays. There's definitely something really weird. I mean, there's no other way around it. When you spent this much money, you've got that many studio people in your studio. You got that many people in your studio. You spend so many millions of dollars, and you're 5 and 6, 7 years almost into a project, and you're still struggling to make basic content or get it out in a timely fashion, should I say. Just something not right there. Are we going to die for it? No, but the thing is these games thrive on hype, and Halo has always been a little bit about the hype. It's about building up the hype and getting out there. Call of Duty does it too, and we all know that. If you stay away from the spotlight too long, you get quickly forgotten about, especially in an overcrowded game space. You got to be new, you got to be fresh, you got to offer something to players on a constant basis, especially when now you've got to compete with so many free-to-play products. And that is where part of the problem comes with today's industry. It's not like the industry of old. It's not like when Halo was at the forefront of the 360 generation. And people might say, yeah, well, the Halo 4 servers dropped off continually. But you got to remember that Call of Duty, basically turned into a phenomenon, and nobody could compete with Call of Duty. It wasn't just Halo. I mean, if you think it's all about Halo, people seem to forget that Resistance Fall of Man came out and basically shit the bed and fell off the radar and no longer exists. Killzone from Sony, another game, came out, pretty damn good game, but couldn't hold a candle in the wind to other products. So it's not only Halo that's struggling to go up against the big boys. And right now, I'd say when it comes to the shooter space, you've largely got 2 or 3 that are absolutely massive there. You got things like Call of Duty Warzone, you've got Fortnite, you've got Apex Legends, you've got PUBG, which, to be honest, I think is one of the worst battle royale shooters I've ever played. I tried my best to get into that game and struggled. I just found it was too complicated and hard to pick up and play, and had shoddy mechanics. Every game is getting delayed, Spider-Man. There's no question about it. So, it is what it is. I mean, the biggest disappointment for me overall is probably the co-op. The co-op part of it's disappointing. I hope to God that they at least are bringing it out. Now, I'm starting to hear some rumors that may not even come out this year. It could be pushed into 2023. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst thing to ever happen, but it is the nature of the beast. And I wish that every game was simple and it was easy to fix everything. But, there's so many moving parts in the studio. There's so many different people. But at the end of the day, somebody has got to stand up, and they got to basically take one for the team and say, you know what, things have not gone as planned. We are well behind schedule, and we're struggling. Those sorts of things, and it happens. It is what it is, guys. Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Stuff gets delayed, and that's all we can do about it. So I'm going to wrap it up here now. We're just about at the halfway mark, or the half an hour mark of this. And I think I've accomplished what I set out to do tonight. And it was basically just do a test run and check out the audio and stuff like that. Tomorrow night, we'll have some great discussion, and it's going to be a dynamite show. I hope to see all you guys and the familiar faces back in the house. Like I said, if you're not acquainted, it's going to be a good one. So myself, I will be joined with a new cast of characters, probably the oldest crew in the podcasting scene. So we're going to have Wise Old Gamer. We are also going to have Cerebral Paul, Sir X-Man, myself, and our 2 guests for tomorrow night are 2 guys who have been around this game a long time and have played every console, played practically every game. I consider them podcast legends. Some people may disagree or may not like them, but to me, they're legends because they've been around longer than me, and they know this stuff better than I do. And looking forward to having them. So we got Mooch TV and the one, the only Crap Gamer. First time ever having them both on Gaming After Dark at the same time. It's the first time I think I've ever had Crap, to be honest with you, on one of my podcasts. So that'll be really, really cool. Definitely looking forward to it. See you guys tomorrow night. It's going to be a good one. So tell all your friends. Let's see a record turnout, and also to support my new panel. Some great characters in there. There's going to be some great laughs tomorrow night, guaranteed, and going to be some great conversation. As basically, I think tomorrow night we're going to spend the bulk load of the show kind of doing a report card, so to speak, on the consoles and their publishers, manufacturers, on where we sit nearly 2 years after the console release, and where we hope the industry is going to take us over the next little while. So it's going to be a fantastic time. Thank you guys so much for your support, coming out and checking out the show. Signing off, it's Mr. Boom Boom Kaboom. See you tomorrow night. That is 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on my YouTube channel. Take care, everybody. Have yourself a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And don't worry, Arnold, Cletus, and Safe House are raring to go. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.